7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gentlemen, start your engines. 28 cars strong. We're set for 100 laps. Let's send it back upstairs to the main broadcaster.
Waiting for the word from Chief Starter Chris Hopkins. Daly and Muchacharo look for the start over 4, green flag, comes out, outside groove, opens up down to turn number 1.
Muchacharo in the outside lane tries to set the pace as they go down the back straightaway. Fowler, the man that was the fastest guy on the opening day, he'll go to the outside and challenge Wendell to take over the second spot.
Wendell Daly tucks it down low, looks as though Ron Yuhas Jr., Mean Green Machine, he's going to look to make his way past down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, a barn burner opening up for the number 1 spot. Frank Bucciaro battling with Johnny Fowler.
There's no question about it. Fowler is going to take advantage of things in the outside lane. Yuhas currently sets back in the 3rd spot. Give the lead to car number 26. Don Fowler is your leader. Burt now runs strong in the outside lane. Silk is there with him. So is Gaeta and Tucker Reynolds right in the middle of this mix as they work their way off turn 2.
Well, a new leader looking to emerge down the back straightaway. Johnny Fowler in command. Here comes Ron Yuhas Jr. on board the 6. Yuhas looking to pull Eric Burt on board the 54s. Eric Burt quickly works his way up to position number 3.
Trouble further back in the field. Rob Janovic and Valente are locked together. Just momentarily, they all make it away from the scene of the altercation under their own power. We are still up to green flag racing. Fowler is still your leader. Yuhas is currently running in 2nd. 3rd is still Burns, and 4th is Muchacharo. Silk's got his hands full. Trouble now. Erupts off turn number 4. Here they come back to the line. Green flag is out. 5 laps into the record books. 95 laps to go.
Yuhas gets a jump on the outside with the Mean Green Machine. Fowler looking to battle back out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Fowler has the advantage out of turn number 4.
No question about it. Burt is among the quickest cars on the racetrack. So is Dennis Gaeta as they set in the 3rd and 4th position. Tucker Reynolds back to 5th now. Yuhas trying to get a nice run for it in the outside lane. He'll come off the turn and work his way back to the line, but it's still Fowler, your leader, down into turn number 1.
Well, it looked as though the chassis dynamics cars were going to hook up on the outside, but Fowler looking to pull back out the advantage down the back straightaway. Out of turn number 4, back to the line they come. Lap number 9 into the record books.
No question about it. Jim Williams also coming out very strong. He'll try to move to the inside of Lajeunesse. Can't do it this time. He'll tuck it back into line here. Burt now in a 4-wheel drift. He goes around. Gaeta and Burt make contact. Damage to the left front of the Burt machine and damage to the right front of the Gaeta machine. They'll be heading.
Harry Ram's car number 15 was also in for some repairs as well. We'll check more on that story. I do believe that Dunkin' Donuts car 00 is back out on the speedway.
Gary, we're going to ask you to check on that situation. Kind of bizarre. He tried to come back out at first and went literally towards the parking lot past the gate. Now we're going back to green flag racing as they come off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Give the lead to car number 6. And look at old Tucker Reynolds. He's moving in. He sets in the 3rd spot. And so isn't Tommy Fox with the number 47 machine up to the top 6. But look out. Here comes Jeff Pearl to the outside of Fox.
Down the back straightaway. Fox and Pearl side by side. Then it's Muchacharo and the 79 of Seth Crocker. That's Sean Brower Jr. in the 49.
Crocker's turned in some great runs this season in his rookie year with the number 79 car. Now Seth Crocker goes to the outside of Tom Fox. But it still remains Yuhas, your leader, out in front and literally starting to pull away from the competition here.
into turn number 2. Eric Burt getting caught up with Chad Barnett's number 4. Burt just ran out of
green now as they come off turn number 4. Chris Hopkins gives them the green. They're kind of caught sleeping this time. Ron Yuhas quickly takes advantage of things out front. Here comes Tucker Reynolds to the inside. Fowler backs out of it in the outside groove. Veteran driver Jerry Pearl goes to the inside of La Jeunesse. He'll try to challenge to take over the 4th spot. Tom Fox sets in position number 6. And there goes Pearl.
Freeman.
No question about it as they come off turn number 4 and come back to the line. Ron Yuhas is your leader. Brower looking very strong in the outside lane with the 49.
battle on the speedway between a pair of veterans, Donnie Fowler and Mark LaJeunesse. LaJeunesse working the outside groove, Fowler battling back on the inside. John Brower, rookie in the modified division, sits back and learns his lessons from the masters as Ron Yuhas Jr. looking to click off another circuit.
Meanwhile, further back in the field, Burt Marvin trying to go to the outside of Richard Clark. And right there with him is Jim Williams with a 00 car.
Williams battling. We've got a car around. It's the 98 of Frank Bucciaro. The rest of the field scrambling. Harry Ram taking some evasive action over.
Back to green, and Yuhas is the color green at the front of the field. Tucker Reynolds and Fowler dukes it out for position number 2. Meanwhile, La Jeunesse and the number 48 machine of Brower will duke it out for the 4th and 5th spot. Jeff Pearl goes to the outside of Fox, makes it look so easy there. He'll try to pick up another position here. That's position number 6. Well, all that's been happening. Burt Marvin is marching to the front of the field. So is it Rob Janovic, and Jim Williams is coming back to life. But it's Yuhas, the dominant car up front. Mark LaJeunesse now trying to hold off the opposition. John Brower down into turn number 3. LaJeunesse to the inside. Tucker Reynolds back to the 3rd position. Here comes Burt Marvin. Down low goes Jeff Pearl, and here comes Tom Fox back in.
Trouble through the turn. Seth Crocker trying to get the car out of the racing groove. Continues to get passed on the low side. Looks as though that situation clears down the back straightaway as Yuhas again in command. Fowler chased down by Tucker Reynolds, who got a car around over a turn between turns 3 and 4. Looks as though it's the number 89 of Robert Valenta.
Well, there's no question about it. The fastest.
Well, pace car back in the center of the infield. 69 laps remaining. Green flag, black out, Yuhas and Fowler. Yuhas gets the jump down to turn number 1, Tucker Reynolds. Good run, looks to make his way past Donnie Fowler, LaJeunesse, and John Brower Jr. next to line, Jeff Pearl and Burt Marvin.
Well, that's been happening up front. It is Brower and Pearl that are side by side and wheel to wheel. But here comes Jamie Williams. He'll go to the outside of Tommy Fox down into turn number 3.
Out of turn number 4, we look to click off another circuit. James Williams on the move. He looks to the outside of Fox, moves up 1 more position as Williams now looks to tuck it in behind the 07 of Burt Marvin. Still a nice side-by-side battle going on between John Brower and Jeff Pearl.
There's no question about it that Burt Marvin's got a mirror full of colada as he works his way up turn 2 and down the back straightaway.
Out of turn number 4. Richard Clark breaks loose over at turn number 4. The rest of the field looking to work up back. Clark does have the 28 rolling as we continue to run under green.
Back to the front of the field, still that side-by-side battle going on between Brower and the number 71 of Jeff Pearl. Burt Marvin still right there. Jamie Williams, as Tom Fox tries to stay with that pack of cars.
Well, Yuhas in command with car number 6 as Harry Ram looks as though he lost the right front tire on the number 15. That car comes to a halt over in turn number 4.
Before this one is all said and done. Ben, Bob?
Thank you very much, Gary. We're just about set to return back to green. Yuhas and Reynolds as Yuhas looks to get the jump with the 6. Reynolds back to second. Here comes Donnie Fowlers. He's pressured by the 49 of John Brower Jr. Burt Marvin and Mark Lajeunesse pulls it out of groove with a 33.
Here comes James Williams to the inside of Lajeunesse. Tom Fox pulled off a nice move, but he'll be no match for Williams as Williams will start to reel in on Fox as they head down to turn number 3.
Oh, Richard Clark taking a wild ride. It's got to be dizzy with that one over at turn number 2. Chris Hopkins checks over that situation. Here comes Yuhas as the caution does come out. This Reynolds Jr. working up in row number 1. John Brower, Donnie Fowler working in row 2 as Chris Hopkins sends the boys off. Yuhas gets the jump with the 6.
Contact is made as Fowler goes to the inside of Tucker Reynolds. While all that's been happening towards the front of the field, here comes Jeff Pearl, nose to tail. Fowler does a little dancing without a partner.
That's never a good thing. Jeff Pearl on the move. Pearl very strong. Good run out of turn number 2 as he looks to take over the 3rd position. That puts Fowler back to the 4th spot. There's the action plenty in the middle of the pack.
Pearl now all over the back bumper of Tucker Reynolds as they head down the back straightaway. A little further back in the field. Dennis Gaeta trying to get back to the front. And now Jim Williams goes spinning down the back straightaway. Gathers it back and rejoins. Well, almost.
I think I can. Over at turn number 3.
He does, going for the donuts.
Meanwhile, back to the race. Ron Yuhas in command. Tucker Reynolds, Jeff Pearl, Donnie Fowler, and John Brower Jr. right there looking for Yuhas to falter. Those are your top 5. That's Ed Dockenhausen and Rob Janovic Jr.
Brower and Fowler still in a dogfight battle for the 4th and 5th position.
Just at the halfway point, 50 down, 50 laps remaining. Yuhas, Reynolds, Pearl, Dan Brower. Williams trying to not go down another lap with the double zeros. laps continue to count down. Ron Yuhas Jr., Tucker Reynolds Jr., all by themselves right now. Rick, the 49, and John Brower Jr., a distant third right now. Jeff Pearl holding on to the fourth spot. Looks so Ed Dockenhausen may have made his way up to the fifth position, followed by Dennis Gaeta, Donnie Fowler, in the 72 of Ed Reed Jr. So Gaeta looking to make his way past Ed Dockenhausen. So Gaeta moving up to the fifth position as our top two competitors work their way down to turn number one. Have almost a half a track advantage over the third place runner, John Brower Jr. Ron Yuhas Jr. looking for his second consecutive finale win here at the Speedway. Chased down by Tucker Reynolds Jr. Joe Schumann loses in between 3 and 4, looks to keep the car pointed in the right direction as he looks to rejoin the hunt. Looks as though Dennis Gaeta has moved up to the fourth position. Gaeta making his way past Jeff Pearl. Fowler, Dockenhausen, and Pearl locked in a heated battle for that fifth position. Dockenhausen has it. Pearl and Fowler want to take that spot away. Mark Boschnet slows with the 33. This time around, it looks as though Donnie Fowler has a good run out of turn number 2 as he makes his way past. As Fowler loses it on the backstretch, caution coming out. Chris Hopkins stares the field down. Ron Yuhas Jr., Tucker Reynolds Jr. have liked to have settled amongst themselves. Green flag comes out. So the caution is going to come out. Looks as though here Tucker Reynolds Jr. looking for the start again, over in 4. This time, Yuhas with the jump. Reynolds tucks in behind. John Brower Jr. and Dennis Gaeta side by side down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Out of turn number 4. Yuhas leads the lap. Gaeta looking to take over the third spot from John Brower Jr. Trouble here on the front stretch. Richard Clark in the number 28 takes a wild ride here on the front stretch. Red flag is out on the speedway. As Clark got that car right up in the air. The Hansie track crew looking to quickly go over to check on the driver. This car literally rolled the roll cage down to turn number 1. Again, the field has been brought to a halt. And we are waiting for Gary Danko to make his way over to the accident scene.
And right now, Bob, we're going to let the track crew go to work here just to make sure it is safe to go by near the car. As right now, of course, the Cohansey Fire Department checking everything out. And it looks like the driver, Richard Clark, is moving around in the car. And just a moment, we'll update you on everything that just happened here on the front straightaway. There he is. How about a big round of applause for the driver of car number 28, Richard Clark, has climbed out of the automobile. And meanwhile, the track crew now will go to work here on the front straightaway. Of course, the medical staff attending to him right now as he will take his helmet off, and that's always a good sign. How about a big round of applause for Richard Clark, the driver of car number 28. And he's waving to the crowd, and of course now he's taking the earplugs out. And Richard, we just want to get a quick word. First of all, are you okay?
Fine, thank you.
Tell us about that ride.
Wow.
Tell us what happened.
I think I ran over somebody's left front and got airborne. And the car just took off. Once the front wheels came off the ground, it was just counting around along for the ride.
Were you wondering when it was going to stop spinning?
You got that right.
Okay, Richard Clark, the driver of car number 28, he is okay, and that's always a good sign. Now the track crew will go to work. The car, as we assess the damage on this machine. You know, too early to tell, but
Here, lining up side by side over turn number 4. Green flag is back out. Dennis Gaeta tests the waters on Tucker Reynolds Jr. down the back straightaway. Looks like Joe Schumann in trouble. Schumann coming to a halt between turns 1 and 2. Looks as though, as we look for the start again over in turn number 4. Green flag does come back out. Yuhas jumps out in front. Gaeta now moves in to challenge Reynolds for the number 2 spot. Looks as though the 49 of John Brower Jr. holding on to the 4 spot. Quite a barn burner going on for position number 5. Jeff Pearl battling alongside Rob Janovic Jr. Little bump and go down to turn number 1. Everybody stays pointed in the right direction down the back straightaway. We look to click off lap number 93. Gaeta and Brower locked in a battle for that 3rd position. That's allowing Ron Yuhas Jr. and Tucker Reynolds Jr. an opportunity to open up a little bit of breathing distance as 1st and 2nd opens up for Gaeta. Gaeta now back to the 3rd spot. 5 to go out this time at the line. 5 more circuits around the 1/3 mile oval. Trouble over at turn number 4. Looks as though the 77 of Danny Lajeunesse and the 72 of Henry G. Start. Green flag again. Comes back out. Brower again locked into battles. He looks to challenge for the 3rd spot. Yuhas continues as your race leader with Tucker Reynolds Jr. in the 34 right behind. And Dockenhausen has the 48 back in competition as well as we continue to count down the circuit's lap number 97 coming up. Down the back straightaway. 2 to go will be the word from the starter stand this next time by is Seth Crocker slowing with the 79. 2 to go out to Yuhas and the number 6. About a car length behind the 34 of Tucker Reynolds Jr. Dennis Gaeta, car number 3, holds on to the 3rd spot. White flag coming up this time at the line. Final circuit for the USS Chowder Pot finale here at the Waterford Speedbowl. The field works their way down the back straightaway through the turns for the final time as Ron Yuhas Jr. is going to pick up the win in the USS Chowder Pot finale here at the Speedway. Tucker Reynolds Jr. settling for the runner-up spot, 3rd going out to the